What's up, guys? Doomwake here. Welcome back to another video on the channel. I'm very excited to bring you the deck that we have in front of you today. As always, before we continue, make sure to hit that like button. Let me know in the comment section below what you thought of the video, and if you enjoy the content, please consider subscribing to the channel. If you watch my top 5 Vow cards for Modern, this video is not going to come as a surprise to you. Let me go ahead and get up the card preview window here for y'all, because there might be some new cards that we're not used to yet. Specifically, the card that I believe is going to have the biggest impact on the Modern format from Innistrad Crimson Vow, and that is Blood Fountain. What does Blood Fountain do? Well, it's on your screen in all of its glory. It's a 1 black artifact. When it comes into play, you get a blood token. Blood token can be basically 1 mana, tap, sack it, and it's tap, right? Yeah, 1 tap, discard, and rummage. So discard a card from your hand, draw a card. So a couple things to note with Blood Fountain. First of all, it's 1 black for 2 artifacts. So it is really good at enabling starts that involve Emry Lurker of the Loch, because Emry asks you to have 2 artifacts in play for you to play it on the cheap. And then it's also powerful with other affinity cards like Thought Monitor, which we were playing in the previous versions of the blue-black Asmo decks before. And it's also really powerful with Urza, just having, something that you can play early to put 2 artifacts into play, so that once you get to that pivotal turn 4 Urza turn, Urza is at its best when you're playing Urza and doing other stuff in the same turn, whether it's playing more spells from your hand or you have enough artifacts to already activate the 5-mana ability on it. That's where Urza is at its most powerful. So when you have more ways to get cheap permanents onto the battlefield early and often, like Blood Fountain in addition to Cookbook, you now make your Urza turns that much better. So it is 2 artifacts for all of that stuff. It's also a discard outlet, because remember, you get the blood token, which means you can sack the blood token, discard a card, draw a card. Well, discarding a card is very important in this deck because we're also utilizing Asmo along with Underworld Cookbook. So previously, when we were playing with Asmo in Urza, Dimir food decks before, the only discard outlet we had was Underworld Cookbook and Street Wraith. Well, we're still playing a couple Street Wraiths just because it's, fairly low opportunity cost to play Street Wraith, but now we have 4 additional ways to sort of turn on Asmo instead, and make it so it's not just, stuck in our hands, stranded. And Blood Fountain is really nice because it kind of ties the room together on both halves of the deck, where it's like a good discard outlet. It's a good way to enable the affinity draws. So it's like, if you look at the Asmo deck as kind of this like really synergistic pile of cards, it's really nice to have a card that kind of fits into both plans. Like, it's good as a discard outlet, it's good as artifacts, so it's really nice that it fits into both plans. So, we have Blood Fountain enabling Asmo in our artifact stuff. The rest of the deck will go over here. So we have Mishra's Bauble to pair alongside with our Emry Lurker of the Loch to give us a personal Howling Mine of sorts. We have the Underworld Cookbook along with Oval Chase Daredevil. Again, when you combine those 2 cards, you're getting free, just more artifacts into play. You can utilize the food by sacrificing it to Asmo to, kill your opponent's creatures. You can utilize the artifacts for, like I said, Emry, Urza, all that kind of stuff. And we have another way to utilize artifacts in this deck. So, we have a small little package here with 2 copies of War of Invention, which is a card that you've seen in, other Thopter Foundry kind of stuff, those kinds of decks before, where you can search your library for any artifact. And we have 1 copy of Time Sieve. This is a card that has, sort of just been kind of sitting on the back burner for quite some time now. It's always been like taking a 2-mana card that allows you to take an extra turn without having, obviously you need a ton of investment with the artifacts, but if you can generate those artifacts for little to no cost, this card can get pretty powerful. And as we've already gone over, we have Blood Fountain, which is 1 mana for 2 artifacts, and Cookbook, which is, when combined with Daredevil, 1 mana for, ad nauseum amount of artifacts, albeit one per activation. So you can actually set up an infinite loop with Time Sieve, where if you have let's say you have 3 cookbooks, so you have Cookbook plus Daredevil, you have 3 cookbooks. you're tapping the cookbook to make a food. That's 3 cookbooks for 3 food for free every turn. You're not down any amount of resources for those 3 food. And then Blood Fountain plus Emry, because you can sack the Blood Fountain to the time sieve and then replay it with Emry. So you're getting, remember, the 3 extra food off the cookbook, plus the Blood Fountain, which is 2 permanents by itself, which you're replaying with the Emry every one of those additional extra turns. So now you've taken infinite turns. Now, that does require a lot of setup, and I understand that, but we have Asmo to find additional cookbooks, we have Saga to find additional cookbooks, and what frequently ends up happening with the time sieve stuff is you'll have the time sieve, and you'll have, like, not quite a deterministic infinite turns, so you'll maybe take, like, a turn or 2 to find the rest of your pieces, and then you'll take infinite turns. And that's kind of, how it's been playing out for a little bit for me. So, going over the rest of the deck, just very briefly here, we have our Urza Saga package, Aether Spellbomb, Nihil Spellbomb, Shadow Spear, and Springleaf Drum. And then we have our Urza Sagas, along with some various fetch lands, shock lands, and Darkslick Shores. Going over the sideboard very briefly here, 3 copies of Metallic Rebuke for control, Fatal Push for Hammer Time and other aggressive decks, Bone Shards, mostly here as a hedge against Karn the Great Creator, because that's a Planeswalker that Fatal Push can't kill. Engineered Explosives against Hammer Time, Ensnaring Bridge, good against, decks that have large creatures. I guess that's how I'll put it. Emrakul, which is strictly here for mill. A Void Mirror, which is here for Cascade, Tron, that kind of stuff. And we actually get to play a Void Mirror and a Damping Sphere, and we get to split them because we have War of Invention, so we can, we have, basically, when we board in 1 Void Mirror, we have 3 copies in our deck because of the War of Invention. Same with Damping Sphere, which is kind of cool. And that's why we're playing an Ensnaring Bridge as well. And then additional Saga targets, a Lantern, and a Needle. So, what I'm going to say is, this is the very first version of this deck that I played. I got the cards, and I immediately streamed it on Friday. I'm going to be showing you that the very first league that I played, because I wanted to give you guys, like, my initial impression before I, played a few leagues with it and made some changes. So what we're going to do is I'm going to show you that league that we played on stream, and then at the end of the video, stay tuned, because I'm going to sort of go over what changes that I want to make, what I like, what I didn't like, and potential version moving forward. And I'm going to kind of make it like every time I do a video, I'm going to show the previous version, show the new version, and we're kind of do like the evolution of the blue-black Asmo deck, because I'm really excited about this, and I think it's going to be the new... this deck's awesome. I love this deck so much. One thing I will note, I did lose the footage for round number 1. Something happened with the video file. I wasn't able to recover it. So I only got 4 rounds for you today, but they're fun. There's a lot of stuff to learn, and again, I'm going to go over... Stay tuned at the very end of the video. I'm going to go over potential changes and what I want to do moving forward. So, with all that out of the way, let's get into some games. I'll see you back here in just a little bit for round number 1. This hand's good. It's a 1-lander, but I'm going to keep it. Affinity. Affinity. I have heard people talk about playing Blood Fountain in Affinity, which is kind of cool. Like, it's 2 artifacts for your Affinity draws. I actually don't hate that idea. We could try something like that. I know that's, like, kind of what Canister was saying. Like, he wanted just, like, to have a more aggressive element to it. That doesn't sound like the worst idea, to be honest with you. We could try that. If this doesn't go well. It's really hard to get a 3rd color into your Saga decks. That's why I'm not a huge fan of Goblin Engineer. Okay. Assault attack. What's up, Symbol? Anybody? Alright, attack you for 3. Just play Cookbook Blood Fountain. Look your way. The time save plan seems loose. I mean, okay. You kind of need it to beat the 4-color decks, that's the issue. Like, you just can't keep up with them. Big Oof, thank you for the 4 months. Appreciate that, buddy. Things are going okay. But yeah, you need something to go over the top of the 4-color decks, you know? Milestones 178, thank you for the tier 1. Appreciate you. That being said, we don't need it in this matchup. Like, it's bad at the aggressive matchups. It's just really good against the slower decks. That's where you want it. I kind of don't want to bring in explosives, because most of their good stuffs are zeros, and most of my good stuff are zeros, so... I think I'm just going to bring in... Like, not even that high in Fatal Push, to be honest with you. I could bridge. Bridge lines up kind of poorly against, like, Ornithopter plus instant speed plating, so I'm not a huge fan of that. I guess Needle's not bad. This thing's probably bad. I'll just bring in Push. It's fine. Black, White, Asmo, Smith, and Oswald, and Fountain. Well, what blue cards are you playing at that point? You're just, like, trying to splash blue for Emry? Because, like, you probably couldn't splash for Urza, right? This hand's a little sketchy. Hand's a little sketchy. I think I'll go to 5. Okay, this is okay. I'm so scared. Just black white? Yeah. Then, like, what's your payoff for... I don't know. I just don't think that you have enough, like, oomph. Not enough power, you know? Like, the best part about playing the blue cards is Urza and Thought Monitor. Emry's, like, kind of whatever, but Urza and Monitor are just so busted. Alright, I'm going to keep the Bauble in play for Emry. Just tuned in as Fountain Feeling. It's been okay. Haven't really noticed it too much. Like, I haven't really had, like, the turn 1 Fountain, you know, like, a bunch of artifacts, turn 2 Thought Monitor. I haven't had those draws yet. Those don't happen that often, but... I can't get out. Mill the Shadow Spear. Well, we have the Bauble to go with it anyways, but... These failures. Black-White mainboard, Luris Nettlecyst. Yeah. It's possible that's the best way to go, just, like, try and do something with Oswald. But I think if you just took, like, a slightly more aggressive approach, and just added some, like... Let's do this. I just added some Cranial Platings, Nettlecyst, maybe some more affinity cards, stuff like that, you know? Just a little bit more aggressive stuff. But I do kind of feel like that this deck might be doing a little too much dirtling, you know? And that could be an issue, for sure. Bobble me. There's an Urza. Good chance they have a counter spell, but, I mean, there's not really any better cards in my deck to draw than that, so I guess I'll keep it. And I'll play it. Just get this. Assuming this is going to get countered. It didn't? Okay. Let's draw a card. There's nowhere left to sing. They're like Galvanic Blast or something? Oh, they probably would have blasted this, right? Hercules Recall? Okay. Interesting. My 1/1 is dead. Your turn. It's an interesting card. With budget in mind, I don't want to play Bant tomorrow. Would you recommend? I got about 600-ish ticks to work with. So you don't want to play Bant Wreck. Do you have, like, a preference for style of deck? Or you're just looking, like, for the most competitive deck within that price range? Okay, that's plating. It's going to go on Ornithopter. Nettle feels like a good payoff. Yeah, Nettle and plating I think are both not that bad. I I guess I'll take 14. Have another plating on top? Jesus Christ. We are extra dead. Blood Fountain. I have no artifacts in play. Well, I have one, technically. This is 1, 2, 3. Okay, so let's go... Oh, I guess I need to make 2 flyers, right? Unless I... Well, that's not true. I could find a cookbook. Alright, let's go... No, this actually should work out. I think this should be okay. Cycle this, go to 1. Okay, so cast Asmo. Get a book. Play book. Discard a Watery Grave. Cast Blood Fountain. Auto yields. Tap this, cast Bauble. Play Bauble. Let's tap this. This. No. Tap this. This. Play this. Draw 2. Tap. Guess I don't need to draw a card this turn. I just want to find another cookbook. If you sing along. Kind of counts, but not really. Oh no, because I can play the second Asmo and then play Saga, play Cookbook. Okay. So I'm going to die to a burn spell, but I'm going to beat most other things. Play Saga. Play Cookbook. Make a food now. And go. Can you build a Tezzerator deck with the Asmo package? Tezzerator, huh? I don't know if I like the Tezzerator stuff. Deck turtles too much? Yeah. Might be right. I guess what's going to be scary is Construct plus Shadow Spear, because I'm not going to be within range of killing the Constructs. But I guess I can just make a bigger Construct, potentially. Okay. So I can just trade here, Asmo down this. Or just, like, double block this, maybe. Okay, so trade, kill. Guess I'll block it just in case. Really wish that you could... Oh, they have 0 cards. What am I saying? And I'm going round in circles. Yeah, I know TP's been playing that Mono Red Browse deck. Or you've been playing Boros Browse, right? But yeah, like, the Tezzerator stuff has the same issues as, you know, Urza, Monitor, all that kind of stuff, right? It's just still too much dirtling. So it doesn't really solve any problems, per se, right? Like, once you've gotten to this stage of the game, then everything's good, but... They could have a Pyrite Spell Bomb, but I can sack a food. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, so let's go... It's the best way to start this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, let's discard a Shores and replay a Monitor. Let's replay a Monitor. Let's tap. Oh, my opponent is conceded from the game. Alright, cool. Lit. Yeah, so white is mainly for Luris, and then sideboard Prismatic Ending, and I think you had Firewalker too. But Prismatic Ending is good, I'll give you that. Oh. No companion, though. No companion, huh? No companion. Yeah, like how many white sources? You have 3 Vantage, 3 Foundry, 6 Fetch, 4 Canyon. I mean, honestly, that's fine, right? Like, this mana base is probably fine. I feel like I would go a minus an Anger plus a Channeler. I'm still just not sold on this card. I'd have to play with it. I know you said it was good, but I definitely have to play with it. Because it just doesn't look good to me on paper, you know? I don't know. What do you think? What's your opinion on that card, chat? What do you think? Yay or nay? What's up, Driven? Didn't update it? Did you cut that card or no? It's a worse crash through? Probably, yeah. Sly Requisitioner? What is Sly Requisitioner? I don't know what that card does. Two Rift Bolts, huh? 2 Rift Bolts. I'm not going to sack because I want to make a token. Probably just dead, but... Actually... Oh, God, I don't want to cast the Bauble. I'm probably just dead, but... Don't want you back. Whenever a non-token artifact... Oh, it says non-token, though. Yeah, but it's non-token. So it doesn't even work with food. I don't think that card's good. It's non-token, so it doesn't work with food, right? Yeah, at least Marionette works with food. Well, the thing about Sly Requisitioner is Requisitioner has Improvise, so it's 5 mana, but not really. But so it's not really 5 mana. It's more like 1 mana. But it not working with food is just like I don't know what you're accomplishing with it, you know. Yeah, it's like a slightly more investment thought monitor, like 1 mana 2/2 kind of thing, you know. But yeah, not working with food is kind of sketch. Just gotta chump block and block the Eidolon. They have Skullcrack. I think if they hold up mana, I might just get a book. What's this? Skewer the Critics. At 2. So I'm not dead? I guess I just get a Shadow Spear. No reason not to, right? Oops. I'm actually gonna win this game. Holy crap. It's crazy. Actually gonna win this game. I feel like a Blood Fountain should gain you life. You're thinking of Fountain of Youth, or something along those lines. How about Disciple the Vault? Yeah, Disciple it just doesn't come up that often, you know? It just doesn't come up that often. Any reason for that? Yeah, new card from the new set, Blood Fountain. Trying it out. I haven't been like super. I've been less impressed than I thought I was going to be with it. Let's just say that. Let's just say that. This is 58. Kind of just like Rebukes to be able to counter burn spells. Let's try this. I actually kind of like the way this looks. Yeah, I like this. Disciple is banned? No, it's... Don't listen to TP. It's not actually banned in Modern. But the issue with Disciple is that you have to put a 1-mana 1/1 in your deck. You know? Like, it has no... It's so narrow for when it's actually good, you know? It's only good in very, very, very specific games. So, this hand's cracked. What am I going to lead on? I think I'm leading on Blood Fountain. And then if they play Eidolon, I play Cookbook, pass. Yeah, I like that. If I had a Daredevil, I would have led on Cookbook, but... But to sleep up his Asmos for Vegas? Nah. No, we're still going to play Rhinos, but... Roiling Vortex. Okay. Guess I'll just make some permanents. Hold on. 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, okay, so just do this. Go. And now they, like, have to hold up mana every single turn? Yeah. And then I'm probably just gonna try and beat them. I guess there's no reason to discard now. Well, it's better if I draw Daredevil. I don't need this drum, I don't think. I think the drum's whatever. So let's just do this. Untap, make a construct. Let's just play Dark Slick Shores, pass. Can make a 6/6. And then next turn, float mana, Shadow Spear potentially. We'll see what they do. That's a good sign. I wonder if they have Deflecting Palm. It's a card that we have to consider at least. Alright, they're going to pass. We're going to make a construct. Maybe they smash it. I'm not going to make food. I think what I might do is just make a second construct and play Thought Monitor, because obviously I can't just go for Shadow Spear into the Vortex. Yeah, I'm just going to make a second construct. Oh, you know what I didn't bring in? I didn't bring in the Needle. Man, I should have brought a Needle. Bringing a Needle against this is so 5-head. Yeah, I should have brought a Needle. That would have been insane. Alright, let's play this. I'm going to attack... And then if they have Deflecting Palm, I can bounce my own construct. It feels so bad, but... Like, I don't think I can just sit here and do nothing. I guess I could wait one turn to attack. Show me. What's up, Max? Am I pre-losing tonight? No, I'm playing Modern. Alright, they have Smash. That I'm gonna let resolve. I'm playing Modern tonight. My store does Modern and pre-release on the pre-release days. Just cool. Alright, go. Drench me, gasoline. Scalding Tarn. Okay, I have 4 cards. I'm going to pre-release the booster kill ban, went to bed at 8 p.m. last night. Oh. Hope everything's good. Skullcrack main phase. Oh, do they just have 2 skewers and then I die? Well, actually, I don't die. Yeah, because they're tapped out and then I can just make a food. Okay. They're at 16. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So it's 8. End step, make 2 food. 9, 10. Discard, push, Shadow Spear. 11, 12, 13, 14. Am I short? Okay, let me do the math again. So this is 8 artifacts, 9, 10. End of turn, discard 2, that's 12. Right? And then untap, play Fountain, that's 14. Keeping up 2 mana. Should have exactly. Well, see, the thing is, I think they have Lightning Bolt, and I think they're going to force me to crack a food, which means they go to 1. Oh, but then they die to their own Vortex. Right? Because they bolt me, I respond and crack a... Yeah, because they die to their own Vortex. Okay, so yeah, this is good. So discard push. How's the Fountain card working? It's been decent so far. It's been decent. Yeah, because if they force the issue, like if they go to bolt me on my turn and I sack a food, I have 1 less damage, but then they go to 1 and they die to their own vortex. So they can kill you on their upkeep. If they have 2 instants, yeah. If they have like a 1-minute instant and another instant, oh. Does that change things? So this is 12. Oh yeah, that's just game. Oh no, it's not. Oh no, it is, right? Because I just go play two fountains, attack for 16. If they cast a spell, then I rebuke it. Yeah, that's game. Right? 10, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. If they play a 1-minute spell, then I rebuke it. Okay, yeah, we're good. Sick. Sick. That was dope. That was hot. Attack for 16. 16, yeah. Cast your lightning bolt. Oh, they didn't even have the bolt, so. Yeah, nice 14-14, by the way. Blood Fountain putting in work. Alright, 2-1. Not too bad. Alright, what do we got? It seems fine. Have I decided what deck I'm playing in Vegas? Yeah, I've been decided on the Yorion Rhinos deck for a while. And if you want to check out some content on the Yorion Rhinos deck, I have a sideboard guide in my Discord that is available for subscribers. So be sure to go check that out. This is not going to go well. We're going to get destroyed by this Ragavan. My hand was just super clunky. Watch them hit the 1-time Civ. Oh, that would have also been a good draw. I would have liked to draw on that card. How prevalent is Voidmere right now in Igachu versus Foundation Breaker? In what deck, Barachon? You're talking about Living End? In Living End, probably Foundation Breaker, because of Leyline, and Rest in Peace. Tarmogoyf. Tarmogoyf. I gotta keep the Bobble in play for Emry. Talking about Glimpse. Some people still do bring in Leyline and Rest in Peace against you. Because it stops Dark Dwellers, so I still think I like Breaker. Every time I die, planet shit. I feel like I've maybe heard this song before. Let's go. I do like some Every Time I Die. Otzi is me. If they offered the trade, I'm snap blocking Ragavan. Snap block. Took the Emry. Alright. They have 2 cards left. So, because the Construct is likely going to end up trading for the Ragavan potentially anyways, I think I'm just going to sack the Bauble. Because, like, there's really no difference between it being a 2-2 and a 1-1. Just get on top. Hopefully it's not another removal spell. Wooded Foothills, okay. Darkslick Shores go. I think we play at Den and Boros. I think 1 is probably okay, Talos. I think 1 is probably okay. I wouldn't play more than 1 in the Boros deck, though. Like, max 1. Alright, they have another removal spell. Feels bad, man. It's hard to beat this. Hard to beat this draw. They have another Ragavan. Alright, I've seen a land. Just give me a land. Red. Double Bolt, maybe? Yeah, kind of expected that. Give me a land. Is that the land? That's the land we didn't know about. XD. XD. So we know they have Luris Foothills. Land. Land, Prage. Shit. This is really awkward. So I can get float mana, get a cookbook. That's 2 artifacts, 4 artifacts, but I'm still a mana short of playing Monitor. Because this Tap this, play Fountain. That's 2 artifacts. Cookbook is 2 more. So that's 4 artifacts plus this plus this. It's only 6 mana. I guess what I can do is get Cookbook, play Fountain, crack a food, go to 8, take 7, go to 1. Over the 3rd Inspiring. I think I'd cut a Mountain at that point. I think I would cut a Mountain. Maybe a Fetch, but probably a Mountain. Alright, so I think my only way out of this is float mana, get a book. Like, I guess I could get Aether Spellbomb to bounce the Goyf, but I'm not really getting anywhere from there. So I'm just going to get book. Play Fountain. Only 1 basic. Yeah, cut a fetch then. I think probably cut a fetch. Alright, I gotta crack the food now because I have the mana floating. Alright, your turn. Go to 1. I grew Goyf. Oh, right, because the Saga made the Goyf bigger. Okay, so I just had no outs then. Well, my out was Spellbomb this, but, like, again, I just don't have enough material if I Spellbomb the Goyf, so... Like, I could have prevented myself from dying for a turn, but I don't really think I'm getting anywhere. I guess this card's good against Goyf and Ragavan, huh? These cards are somewhat annoying. Bridge, no... Probably Lantern to mess with Goyf as well. I'm going to cut the Time Sieve stuff. Just want to be like a more value-oriented deck. Good Bone Shards. Probably don't need Street Wraith. Play the Needle against Ren and 6. Alright, let's do that. I don't know. Maybe too much dirtling. Maybe, perhaps, too much dirtling, chat. We could try the, like, again, the more affinity-style approach. We could try some Blood Fountain Affinity. I wonder how that looks. Probably bring an E. Yeah, which is another reason to have the Needle too, right? But I already kind of want the Needle against Ren and 6. But yeah, they probably bring in Explosives too, yeah. I really don't think you can play a 3rd color. Honestly, if I had to choose, probably white just for sideboard Prismatic Ending. But honestly, I don't really want any, like, other non-blue or black spells in this deck. Mostly just to have a nice clean answer and Prismatic Ending. Shellmudder Red Prowess. Yeah, this was highly speculative. This is kind of where I wanted to be. Again, I'm really not sure about Adbit over Ragavan. The only things I know about for sure are these 8. These 8, the 4 Channelers, 4 Swiss Spears, 4 Soul Scars, 4 Bolts, 4 Darts. Everything else is kind of up in the air. Self stick up. Nope. Nope. Okay, sand is fine. Put back Bone Shards. Go this, turn 2 Saga. Sand's not bad. Get a Cookbook off the Saga. It's aight. Add white puts F. Again, I think if I really wanted to like barely touch a splash of white, I would probably just want to play with Prismatic Ending. I don't think I'd want to play much else. Just a very, very light splash. Tef in every deck. Yeah, pretty much. Tef in Rhinos. Ooh. So I can go Emry, kill this. Could also just not care about this. Oh no, I can't do both. Alright, I'm just gonna play Emry. Yeah, I'm gonna let them have this. I think it's okay. Building a new version right now. I will have it. I will have okay heavily. Test heavily if numbers work out though. What differences are there? They have a Ragavan? No, no Ragavan. Okay. Alright, let's just play a land and pass. I want to get some value out of the construct. Out of the saga. The saga. Black and modern? Hey, my opponent's playing with black cards. They're mostly just like a red-green deck with Lurrus, but who's counting? What changes are on your thoughts about this deck? I'm not sure. I think like the War of Invention stuff is not great, but other than that, I'm not really 100% sure. I like most of the other stuff, you know? I think most of the other stuff is fine. Colligan's Command. Probably blow up the blood token. Or the fountain, sure. Alright. Get my thing back. Get my thing back. Urza. It's not great. So I kind of have to get a cookbook, right? Because I want to turn on this Asmo. But then oh man. I guess I have this to turn on the Asmo. So I can go float mana, get a Springleaf Drum, or I guess I would do this with the trigger on the stack. Sack this, discard Daredevil, let this resolve, get Drum, get back Daredevil, tap this, play Asmo, get book. Yeah, okay. That works, right? So, sack this, discard Daredevil. This also gives me the opportunity to draw lands. Okay, that's not bad either. I still think I have to get Drum, right? Because I just can't afford to not have mana. They have 4 cards. Yeah, I gotta get Drum, I think. I need mana. Feels kind of bad, but... And this way I can now play 2 books. Drawing that book was actually kind of huge. I'm just going to kill the Channeler now, I guess, because I'm going to do it anyways. Yeah, and now this way, if they don't kill Asmo and I find a land, things actually work out really well for me, because I can play Urza, but... Maybe they don't have, like, land plus 1 mana removal spells. They can't activate Saga. I don't know. We'll see what they have. This Saga is really good, yeah. Alright. Had land, and they had the 1 mana removal spell. Feels bad, man. Feels bad, man. And I missed on land. What are they drawing? Alright, go. Sucks. What's up, noob? I don't know, it's feeling okay. Kind of dirtily. Kind of has a lot of the same problems that the previous Asmo decks have. I don't know how to go about fixing those. I mean, obviously the answer is just cut more dirtily shit from your deck, but... Like, I don't know if it's just as simple as that. I guess now in case they have Needle. I do have Needle. Ralph! Thank you for the 4 months. It's always fun to say, Ralph. Appreciate the 4 months, buddy. Hope you're having a good day today. Chat, don't forget, if you are a subscriber of the channel, I just posted the Yo Rhinos sideboard guide in the Discord. It is available for all Twitch subscribers. So if you want to check that out, be sure to head over to the Discord, link your Twitch to your Discord, and you should have access to that lovely sideboard guide. Mox Opal? Good question. Good question. Alright, this, go. I'm not gonna fetch because I need to draw land. So I'm just gonna wait. Although I will say, if I draw land, we're back in business. If I draw land, we are back in business. Okay. Laris, sure. Land. Land. It's kind of like land. Basically the same thing. What's up, Healds? How you doing today? Monkey. Monkey. Is there a good Asmo deck out there right now? Is there a good Asmo deck out there right now that I could build? Unclear. That's what we're trying to find out. Can they cast that? Oh, they can. That's gross. Not being a very good salesman for the deck? Yeah, that's because I'm not a salesman. So why didn't they just play this? Did they miscount? I think they miscounted. I think they thought they were going to be able to make a token and play this, but it seems like they have miscounted. Land. So this goes down to 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I think I'm on no outs. Let's maybe could fit so many lands, yeah. Nile Spellbomb. That doesn't really matter. Right, yeah. Yeah, it's just like, I don't know, man. You just can't do this much dirtling. Can't do this much dirtling. As much as I want to. It's really tough. Alright, they misclicked on their Ragavan. Don't think it matters. Don't think it matters at all. I guess I'll pretend like I have an out. Guess I'll pretend like I have an out. I get this back. 1, 2, 3. No, hold on a second. Should I just equip? Hold on. Can I afford to spin, or should I just equip? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Because if I spin and miss, then I can't equip to the constructs. Just play a second Urza, maybe? Yeah, second Urza, equip a construct. That could be good. That's probably not bad, right? Yeah, let's just do that. 1, 2, 3, 4. Play second Urza. Yeah, this is probably better. And then just equip. Yeah, like this. I'm dead, Red Emblem. Oh, that's a good point. Sure. It's a good point. So I guess I had to spin for Needle. Yeah, it's a good point. Alright, you win. You win. You could also just try Nettle Cyst in blue-black, which I think would actually not be that bad. Rampage of the Clans. No, I think maybe just Nettle Cyst. I think Nettle Cyst is a good idea. Draw that. Not really. Kind of need just some more material first. I think Nettle Cyst is probably the best answer, to be honest with you. Yeah, Nettle Cyst is probably the best answer. New England Lucky coming up. Last one I went to about a month ago. Baron Hammer, they go Asmo. Megars are bad against the other decks. I don't know if I'd recommend this particular deck list. We've been struggling a little bit. One Mox Hammer could work as an Urza Saga target. I think that's just worse than the Springleaf Drum. I don't know if you have enough legendaries for it. It's a Ballista. Sure. Unfortunately, I don't have a main deck Needle, but... Who I am. Sure. Construct dead. Let's see if they play around main deck Needle. I think I'm just going to float mana, because I want to play Urza this turn. Yeah, never mind. I'm just going to do that. I don't know what I'm getting, but I'm just going to play Urza. Could get Aether Spellbomb, Shadow Spear, Cookbook. Probably the Aether Spellbomb to protect the Urza. Yeah, probably just this. Get this, make a 3/3, and your turn. Blood Fountain is metal as fuck, is it? Went over yesterday with this deck after playing red-black 3 times in a row. Really? I feel like this deck should be decent-ish against red-black, but... okay. Deck link to this deck somewhere? Yeah, it should be... Is Stream Decker not working? Hang on a sec. Let me go... TwitchBot. Alright, try the deck command again. It should be working now. Go away. Relic of Progenitus. So, we can't win. It chose Worm Coil Engine. My final things. Alright, we're dead. Playing against Eldrazi Tron, huh? Bring in this. Don't want to bring in Bridge. I guess I'll bring in D-Sphere. Probably Needle. Probably Bone Shards to kill Karn. Potentially Rebuke as well. I don't think I want the... I kind of want to keep the Whirs because I'm bringing in good targets. Let's cut the Nihil Spellbomb. I'm going to cut all the Emrys. And let's cut... 3 Wraiths. Right, let's do this. Yeah, I want to rebuild this deck a little bit. I want to try Nettle Cyst and more lands. Add like an additional aggressive element to it. We're gonna rebuild this deck after this. There's just not enough lands. Not enough lands. I think I'm gonna keep this and ship the Whir, because I don't have a third blue source. Ow. Into a million pieces. It's not a bad setup. A couple rebukes. Green black without Nettlecyst might be the way. Well, I just want to do blue black. Yeah, I'm countering this. I want to do blue black with Nettlecyst. Because I want to keep all the blue payoffs. I just want the blue deck to have like a little bit more of an aggressive element to it, you know? So that's kind of where I'm going with that. What's up, Torborg? How you doing, buddy? Chalice of the Void. Yeah, that's fine. Urborg. Make a food now? Yeah, I kind of want to. Okay, so we go token here. This is 5. Okay. The Ratchet Bomb is gone. Could just get Needle. And then just hold up Rebuke. Well, I guess if I'm going to hold up Rebuke... Could Needle Karn. Well, the thing about Needle and Karn is I'm just going to counter Karn anyways, right? But it's probably better if they have, like, multiple Karns, where I counter the first one and then the second Karn gets stopped. Yeah, I think that's fine. Because now they're also incentivized to, like, just not play Karn next turn. Yeah, I think this is good. Between the... Deck is just dead to opponent having a bridge. What, our deck? Popping the Blast Zone on 1. So I still have 6 power. Alright, sure. Don't really care about that. They have the Urborg, which means Damping Sphere does not work. Or, excuse me, Void Mirror does not work. So, I guess I'm just gonna pass and hold up Whir for 1. Which can maybe end of turn get a cookbook to present lethal. Yeah, I like that. Hold up Whir. If they do something, I'll counter it. If not, then yeah. Because now I can just, like, counter whatever they do, untap, kill them. Yeah, this should be game. I like this. And then Whir for 1, discard. Yep, this is lethal. Let it let go. Alright, cool. Game 3. Chalice and 0, does that just stop Asmo? Yeah, it only stops Asmo. That's what they're doing at Chalice and 0 for. Has Blood Fountain felt interesting? There's been a couple times where it's, like, enabled some powerful starts, but not a ton. Less than I thought it was going to. Yeah, Bobble too. I was more so thinking of Blood Fountain as an enabler for your more clunkier cards, but it just hasn't kind of played out that way. But I think part of that has to do with the fact that we probably just have too many clunky cards in the deck in the first place, you know? Too much dirtling and not enough, like, power. And that's why I want to try Nettlecyst in this version. Because Blood Fountain is also really powerful in combination with Nettlecyst, like on curve. I guess I'm going to keep this hand. It's not great, but... The time save is probably just cap. Be better on your own. Wreck the map. Oh yeah, it's a lot of fun for sure. I think you probably want someone somewhere in the deck list for what they get. They got a mine for the 4-color matchups, but alright, so let's do this. Let's do this. Your turn. Make some giant constructs. Ratchet Bomb. Ratchet Bomb. So they're probably gonna pop this on 1? They might hold it on 0. I don't know. We'll see what they do. Alright, they're going to tick it up to 1. I'm going to respond, because if I don't respond to this, they can respond to me making a construct by blowing up 1s, and then I won't be able to draw a card off the spell bomb. Because they can respond to me making this, blow up the Ratchet Bomb on 1, and then I can't make mana with the drum. So, I'll do it this way. The white-black version with Stoneforge and Nettle Cyst. White also gives you access to Oswald, which is definitely interesting. Red-black. What would you want red for? Oops. Esper. It's really hard to play 3 colors with Saga, though, is the issue. Alright, so let's make a thing. How much can I attack Karn for? I can attack Karn for 5 and put it to 1. This is interesting. I honestly probably should still name Karn. So let's just get a book. Cast, Bauble, play Saga, play Needle, name Karn. But I still think I want to attack Karn. I want to get Karn off the battlefield so I can start activating cookbooks. Eats all artifacts. Furnace Dragon is what you're thinking of. You're thinking of Furnace Dragon. Smasher. Ballista for 2. Okay. So I can just play Cookbook, play a land, and then have 2 7/7s. Question is, do I want to send both at Karn? I think I might be okay with them protecting Karn for 1 more turn. So I think I'm just going to split the difference. Like, if they want to chump block with either of these to save Karn, I think I'm okay with that. Like, I think I would, you know, totally be fine with that. And this, like, threatens a lethal attack next turn because I get another construct here, and then they have to start chumping next turn if they take 7 this turn, so... Furnace Dragon, those hammer players, that card, it's triple red, isn't it? How the heck are you casting triple red? I mean, Galvanic Blast is a good card. I do think Galvanic Blast is a nice, clean answer. Alright, I'm going to main phase this. Not a ton of reason not to. Alright, so they're at 13. What's this? 7, 8. Ballista X equals 4. It's kind of the wrong tool for the job. Seems like it's the wrong tool for the job. You know what walking Ballista is not great against? A pile of constructs. Question is, do I want to keep the Bauble? No, I want to pop it. They have a land on top, that's fine. Because I want to find a land here. Oh. Or just find everything I could possibly ever need. Yeah, let's get the Shadow Spear. Let's make some food first. Alright, this game feels over. Let's go. I mean, I guess I'm just gonna equip the Shadow Spear, right? 1, 2. Equip here and just slam. Just slam. Springleaf Chop? Yeah, triple red is a lot. Triple red is a lot. Alright, block, take 11? Eh, just take 11, no big deal. Just the old take 11. Alright, I gotta kill the Urza. That's fine. Urza down. They go to 2. I'm at 30. They're drawing a land. My opponent is conceded from the game. Alright, we got a 3-2. Our deck beat e-tron, so it has to be unbeatable, right? Alright, YouTube, if you made it all the way to the end of the video, well, thank you for sticking with me, and I'm glad that you wanted to see the updated version, because we definitely learned a couple of things over the course of that video. So, as with previous versions of Asmo in the past, you know, I've always kind of, my one gripe with them has been they've always been kind of a little too clunky and a little, like, a lot of the draws can be non-functional, like if you draw, you know, Daredevil without Cookbook, or if you draw Asmo without a way to discard, or too many Monitors and Urzas, you can have some, like, clunky non-functional draws. And that did kind of play out a little bit. You know, some of our draws were not the greatest. And I have a couple of ideas in mind to try and smooth things out. So, first and foremost, the card that I was least impressed with was Whir of Invention. It's just, you know, we already have a lot of clunky stuff with Urza and Monitor that are going to frequently be stuck in our hand, and Whir is just more of that stuff. Like, you know, when you just keep adding more of these cards that are only good once you've already established a good board presence, you're just going to frequently find yourself in these spots where you have a bunch of uncastable cards. So first and foremost, the card that I want to cut moving forward is definitely get these Whirs out of here. The second card that I think is unnecessary, it's obviously not a bad card, and, you know, you could argue that, like, you want more copies of Street Wraith. I found a lot where there was so many draws where I had turn 1 Blood Fountain, turn 2 sack the blood, play Asmo. You just don't need Street Wraith anymore. Previously, in versions I've played 4 Cookbook, 4 Street Wraith, but no more ever than 8 discard outlets. And we have that with Cookbook and Blood Fountain, so you just don't need the Street Wraiths anymore. You can make room for other cards by cutting the Wraiths. So that's going to be another cut moving forward, and the fifth card that I want to cut is the third copy of Urza. Now, Urza is obviously a very powerful card, but again, more of the same, just clunky stuff, really expensive, only good if you already have established a board presence. The cards that I want to try in their place, first and foremost, I want to try Thoughtcast. So this is a card that is very similar to Thought Monitor in the sense that if you have some artifacts in play, you know, it's a cheap draw 2. But even if you only have 3 artifacts in play, 2 mana for a draw 2 is pretty absurd. Like, if it was just 1 in a blue, draw 2 cards, I would probably play it. But it's frequently better than that, and I think it is worth it's a nice way to kind of bridge the gap between the mid-game and setting you up for, like, those busted Urza, Saga, those kinds of turns. And you can cast it easily on turn 2 by just having, like, a Blood Fountain on turn 1 and maybe a Bauble, or a Cookbook on 1 and a Blood Fountain on 2, or another Cookbook. So it's not that hard to reliably cast on turn 2. Thought Monitor is also castable on turn 2, a little bit more difficult, but it's just more of that, like, stuff. It does have affinity for artifacts, so you can sometimes have the same problem as Urza Monitor, where it's like you get clunked up on this stuff, but it's cheaper and it's easier to cast, and it helps you kind of smooth out your draws. So I think I want to try Thoughtcast in that spot. The last 2 cards that I want to replace it with, I want to go with the second Time Sieve, because we are cutting the Whir of Inventions. I think it makes sense to add the second copy, so you draw it a little bit more often. You could argue that 1 copy is still fine, even without Whir of Invention, because you see so many cards between the 7 draw 2s, the Urzas, Emry milling over. Like, you're still likely to find that Time Sieve. The reason I like the second copy is because there's a lot of Force of Negations going around, so if your Time Sieve gets exiled, if you have 1 copy, you then can't replay it with Emry, so that's kind of why I want the backup. And again, just for smoothing purposes, I want an extra land. I think 22 lands is where this deck wants to be, and I think this looks really clean, and this will probably be the next version that I try out. Everything else, loved, and I'm in love with this deck. I'm definitely going to keep playing it. As far as the sideboard is concerned, just a couple minor changes. We're cutting the mirror and the bridge because We don't have the Whirlwind Inventions anymore, so those are kind of irrelevant. I'm gonna cut the Bone Shards because we didn't really play against that many Karns, and I don't think there's that many Karns in the metagame. But if Karn is a big player, you might want to keep the Shards. And we're going to go with second copy of Nihil Spellbomb. There are a lot of graveyard decks. Makes a lot of sense. Second copy of Damping Sphere, because it is very good against Tron and those kinds of decks. And then the third Explosives just for the Hammer Time strategies. So this is the deck list after the changes. I'm probably going to try and do a video, probably an off-stream video with this deck within the next couple of days, so stay tuned for that. And we're gonna kind of go and go through the process, you know, as I'm building these decks and as I'm changing cards and trying different things. That's what this is. We're not like a true video series, but we're gonna see the evolution of this Asmo deck, kind of, you know, video by video. So I hope you guys enjoy it. Please let me know in the comment section below what you thought of the video. If you made it all the way to the end, be sure to hit that like and subscribe button, and I will see you guys in the next one.